I was sitting in the hospital room, waiting for the doctors to come in and look at a bad cut I got playing soccer that day. I heard shouting in the other room, and Mommy covered her ears. I did the same. Glass broke. I saw a man run down the hallway through the glass in our door. He ran to our room and banged his head against the glass. Mommy took me away from the door and closed the curtain. Then she went to the window and opened it. She put me on her back and climbed out the window. Daddy was waiting with the car at the bottom. Mommy put me in the back seat and got in, and we drove away. I asked Mommy what was happening. She told me that many people were getting sick.
That man we saw?
I asked.
Was he sick too?
Mommy turned to look at me.
Yes, honey, he was sick,
she said.
Are we sick?
I asked. She kept looking at me.
No, baby girl, we are not sick.
I still had questions.
Why are we driving away?
I asked.
Because, Angel, we're scared. Me and your father. We are just very scared.
I cocked my head.
And I'm scared too,
I said proudly. We drove for a very long time until we came to a big grocery store. There was nobody around. We got out of the car, and Mommy told me not to let go of her hand and not to go near anybody but her and Daddy. We went in, and Mommy got food and Daddy got other things. We went back to the car, and Mommy was putting the stuff in it when a sick person jumped on Daddy. He bit Daddy in the arm, and Daddy shot the sick person. Daddy got in the car and we drove away. He was bleeding on his arm. A few hours later, Daddy started to not feel good. He got out of the car. Mommy and I did too. Daddy threw up. I asked Mommy if he was a sick person now, and Mommy told me to get in the car. She sounded very scared. Daddy grabbed me first though. He bit my hand, and Mommy shoved me into the car. She pulled her own gun out and aimed at Daddy's head. I shouted at her not to, but she pulled the trigger and Daddy fell to the ground. I was crying and so was Mommy, but Mommy said that Daddy wasn't sick anymore. She said we have to be happy for him, even if we miss him. We drove some more until we got to a big building with men checking people. There were lots of dead, sick people on the ground. Mommy got a big shot that she took from the hospital and stuck it in my hand. I yelled, but Mommy told me to be quiet. She took a needle and thread and started to sew up the place where Daddy bit me. Then she put makeup on and made it look like nothing was there. She told me to act happy, and we started walking towards the men. I tried not to touch the bodies, but I tripped and fell on one's arm. It was all mushy and I got blood on my shirt. I wanted to cry, but Mommy told me I couldn't. The men checked me and Mommy and let us go through. We were sitting in our room when I got sick. I bit Mommy's shoulder and made her sick. Then we both made everybody sick. A bad man shot Mommy in her head and she fell down. Then he aimed his gun at me and I bit his finger off. Then he pulled the trigger, but it was too late. He was already sick.